Greetings, salutations, and welcome to another episode of Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we finally finished getting all the frickin' Zora eggs and learning a song that's gonna help us get to the next dungeon in the game. And that's exactly what we're gonna do in this episode. I've been putting this off for a little while, I'm not gonna lie. Well, the recording session. This is actually going up tomorrow, this first episode. But yeah, I've been putting it off a little bit because this is my least favorite dungeon in the entire game. In traditional Zelda fashion, it is the water-type dungeon temple of this game. So, of course, it's gotta suck and just generally suck. And I forgot the song. Let's see. Excuse me. I've been at work all night, so my throat's a little dry. Left up, left, right, down, left, right. Alright. Ha! Genius! I probably cut some of it there because it took me a minute to freaking remember the song. Yay, it's the perfect way to start an episode. Alright, so that's the song we learned in the last episode, and we're going to play it there for this here Lulu singer. Man, I really do not like this song that much. It's one of the few exceptions in the Zelda series. I just don't enjoy it. I guess it is kind of cool, but I don't know. It's definitely my least favorite song in this game, and probably my least favorite song in the Zelda series that I've heard, honestly. Although some of the music from Skyward Sword... The music from Skyward Sword was good, don't get me wrong. It was good music, and it sounded great, but it was not near as memorable as the music from other Zelda games. You know, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess definitely have it beat. And even the older Zelda games, with their technical limitations, have it beat, in my opinion. Yeah, slept quite well. You are a giant turtle, sir, and I don't know if you realize that or not. I just realized this when I opened my eyes. The passing of days is quite quick, isn't it, Lulu? I suppose so. Given that turtles live very, very long, no telling how old you are. Although my eyes were closed in sleep, I still see everything that occurs in this ocean. You haven't been doing anything to help it, man. Really. So you saw all this crap going down, didn't decide to help at all. Okay. Good to know that you're on our side, lazy turtle. The open seas of Great Bay have need of your might. Quickly climb onto my back. Yeah. So let's do the hookshot on this friggin' turtle back. As much as I don't like this dungeon temple, I will admit that the way you get to it is pretty cool. I mean, come on. What person can honestly say they've never dreamt about riding on a giant turtle back? Oh, and before I forget, actually, usually in most Dungeons and Zelda games, you'll find that there are fairies outside the entrance. In this case, there's one right here. Nope. Yep. Thank you. Ooh, and that actually reminds me about something. Got a fairy in a bottle, yeah! And let me see. Okay, we don't have any Deku sticks, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to warp over to the swamp, get some Deku sticks, and then come back. And you'll see why in just a few minutes. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and warp and get that taken care of, and I will be right back. And we're back, and as you can see, I gathered some Deku sticks, as well as picked up an extra fairy. If you warp over to Southern Swamp, it's right next to the owl statue is some grass that you can cut through and get you a Deku stick and a fairy, and just hook shot onto the thing. Thank you. Jeez. So let's ride on the turtle back and on to the next dungeon. Yay! I'm looking forward to this so very much. Oh, and by the way, if you were yelling at the screen during some of the last episodes when I forgot to go back to the ranch and save Romani, sorry. I straight up forgot. I'm not even gonna lie. I straight up forgot to go save that poor little girl, so there's no telling what happened over there. We missed that opportunity, but we will be going back in time and doing that again soon after this dungeon. So yeah, sorry about that. Flying pirates! Ah! They get swept up. What did you think was gonna happen? Look at the thing. It's a giant freaking whirlwind. I'm assuming we're just going underwater into it. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess he put on the Zora mask or something so he wouldn't drown. Great debate. Okay, temple. Definitely a temple. I'm still gonna call it a dungeon probably. But oh well. What are you waving? He's right there. Why are you waving at him? Jeez. Okay, so this is one of the more annoying dungeons for several reasons. And right off the bat, actually, let's get our dungeon crawling equipment out. Which in this case is going to be, well, you'll see. Definitely the Great Fairy Mask, though. And we're actually going to bring this Deku Stick out to go ahead and take care of this. This is why there are no Deku Sticks in this temple, I promise you. But trust me, if you're like me and you hate backtracking out of a temple once you start it, then grab a Deku Stick before you come here, because you're going to need it for this. And like I said, if you're anything like me, then you're going to be infuriated if you get through here and end up having to... Oop, okay, I didn't think I lit that for a second there. And end up having to go all the way back out of the dungeon temple just to get some Deku Sticks for this. Ooh. The stray fairies in this dungeon are probably the most annoying in the game, at least to me. And you'll see them when we get them. But here's the first one. Yay. Alright, and just double check and make sure we don't have any extras. Are any left in that room? Whoa, that's a huge water wheel. I forgot to go empty my wallet before I came in here. Oh well. Oh well. Alright, and we are going to get out our arrows and Zora mask right away. Transform and go over here. Whee! So there's a few of these little... This dungeon's main mechanic are these little switches right here. And you may have saw in the background a stray fairy. We'll be getting that in just a second. But yeah, these little switches are the main mechanic in this dungeon. And as annoying as this dungeon is... I didn't even need to do that, did I? Nope, I'm stupid. Okay. As annoying as this dungeon is, for instance, this friggin' cinematic that takes forever on these switches is probably one of the more annoying parts. As annoying as this dungeon is, however, I will admit that it is... The puzzles are clever, I will admit. They are cleverly laid out, you know, and I can tell that it took a lot of thought and effort to make this dungeon. That said, it doesn't matter how clever it is, it's still annoying. And it's really sad because I honestly can't think of any water temples that are just outstanding good. I mean, this one is clever, but it's annoying. Also, the background music is not great. It's barely even noticeable. There's a lot of problems with it, and while I do think it gets a little too much hate, I will say that a lot of the hate it gets is deserved, because again, in traditional Zelda fashion, it's just a very annoying dungeon, and there's nothing you can really do about that. It's just how Zelda developers roll, I guess. Alright, so now that we got that, and you can see there's still some stray fairies in here, but we'll be getting them in just a moment. We're gonna ride this platform up and jump, and watch out for these. Yeah, no, why did you put the mask on? I did not want to put the mask on. Yeah, see, ow, I hate these things so much. They are my mortal enemy. Die. Where? Okay, I knew you were there. Boom! I'm so glad ever since I got the bow and arrow. Alright, we're actually going to look over here and take this one out. Maybe. 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 There we go. And there comes a fairy. I don't know why I shot an arrow at it. Why the hell not? And as you can see on that other platform, we can actually ride up to. There's some extra rubies there if you need them. I'm not going to bother going emptying out my wallet just to fill it up again. It's not quite worth it in my opinion. Okay, and we got all the stray fairies in this room, but I guarantee you this will not be the last time we see it. And we're going to exit out over here into the more or less main hub of this particular dungeon. I get it. That huge water wheel is powering this thing. Yes, indeed. I can appreciate this dungeon. That much is true. I can appreciate it. I do not like it though. That's the best way I can put it. I'm not gonna sit here and bitch and moan about it the entire time. So, alright. So you can barely see it, but there's a little pot down there in the middle. We're gonna shoot an arrow and break it to get our fourth stray fairy. I forget what stray fairy that is. But actually, we're not going to sit there and wait around on it. It'll catch up with us. We're actually going to ride the current, which there is a very strong current here, so be careful of that. Over here. Climb this ladder here. Oh, hey, stray fairy. Fourth one, yeah. And break this here barrel for our 5th Stray Fairy. And that is all of them in this room in particular. We're going to put on the transformation mask. I don't know why I'm just like narrating everything. Apparently I just have nothing particularly good to talk about. Now, as you can't really see it because I can't stay still long enough to get a good view of it, but you may be able to see that there's these entrances that are angled. Well, you can't fight the current here, so you can't go any of them that go against the current. Later on in the dungeon, we'll actually be changing them. But there are 2 entrances for each way the current could go. And what I normally do, and what I believe is suggested, is just to start from the top and go down. So we're going to slip over here. And trust me when I say that those good swimming controls come in handy in this dungeon. Oh, do they ever come in handy. Because this... Oh, can you imagine how bad this dungeon would be if it wasn't for good swimming controls? I don't know if I could play through it. I honestly don't. Alright. So we're gonna come over here. Break the... Thank you. Stupid Zora, Zelda, Link. Oh god, did I really just do that? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. So we're gonna hookshot over this chest here. Which for some reason when I was a kid, it never occurred to me, even though you have to do it multiple times in this game, that you can actually hookshot over the chests. So it took me forever to figure out how to get this freaking map. That's just my own idiocy. I'll say that. Because yeah, it's not like it's particularly hard to figure out. All right. Break the pots. Thank you. Break it. There you go. And I believe that's the only Stray Fairy here. Yeah. You're going to be using a lot of arrows and a lot of magic in this dungeon. If you haven't noticed that being a theme in the dungeons, you know, you got the bow and arrow in the first one, you got the fire arrows in the second one. So you can probably already guess what we're going to get in this one, but I won't spoil it just in case. But, so you're going to be using a lot of arrows and a lot of magic, and they're pretty good about providing those. You shouldn't, even if you don't have the double magic meter, which it's highly suggested you do, by the way, but even if you don't, then, you shouldn't really have that many problems running out of magic or anything like that, because they keep it pretty stocked, and you know they do a pretty good job with that. Luckily, we're gonna jump, get on the lily pad, get on the thank you, freaking fish. All right, and apparently we cannot kill him like that, so I'm just gonna do this. Get the bow and arrow out. Oh, the lovely bow and arrow. Take aim. And wait for it. Yeah, dude, you are so creeping me out. Okay. These, like, hanging Deku Babas, like, freak me out so much. They just look at them. They're so creepy looking. Alright, and now that we killed all those, a chest is going to appear. And you can probably already guess what it contains. I paid special attention when I was practicing this because I hate these Stray Fairies so much. The next dungeon Stray Fairies are pretty difficult, you know, they really are, but I find these so much more annoying, honestly. Come back here, stop clipping through the floor and come back here. Alright, and again, just to double check. Yep, that's all of them. Okay, and we're gonna lily pad hop our way on over here and fail completely on that one, because why the hell not? Because it was just that kind of day. Alright, and here we are in the next room. And right off the bat, you can see yet another hook-shotable chest, and a weird noise. Yeah. I forgot to mention that. If you jump on these lily pads before you kill those things, they will jump up and snatch you all and horribly like. They are still alive down there. No, don't backflip into the water. What are you thinking, man? Half talking to Link and half talking to myself. But anyways, we're gonna hookshot up here to this chest. No, hookshot up. Thank you. And I'm actually looking at some new GameCube controllers to buy to do this and other LPs. There's a bunch of controllers I'm looking at to buy actually for future LPs. You found the compass. Now many of the dungeons and things will appear on the map. Wonderful. So right off the bat, we get the map and the compass. So that's pretty good. Alright, transform and sink like a Goron. Thank you. And these little things, these creepy little hand things, you can take out pretty easily with the electro shield. Same goes with the crawling Deku Baba blobbers. And key! Yay! Every good dungeon needs a key. Alright, I'm gonna break these. It's really good to break pots and get the arrows and magic, because, like I said, you use a lot of it in this, and it's just better to be prepared and to have it. Alright, and there's, I believe, one more stray fairy in here, which we can go ahead and get, actually. Maybe. Ooh, red ruby. That's completely useless to me. Nope. I'm gonna have to get closer. Or maybe I can get... Try not to jump down, because if you get swept in that current, you will end up back outside, which is not what we need to do. Alright. At least not right now until we got that. So that's our 8th stray fairy. We're moving along here. Let's see. Alright, rubies, rubies, rubies. And put on the Zora mask, and now we can actually head back out. There's a fancy little jump in the water there. And we can head straight down here. Yay, more death clams. Clams of death. I don't believe they hide any of the stray fairies in these enemies and the clam deaths. Whoa, bonefish. And I know they don't hide any in the bonefishes, so don't worry about them. Bonefishies. Okay. And we're gonna come up here to this little area and walk up this pipe. Again, something that took me forever as a kid to realize that you can walk on these pipes here. So it always took me a while to realize that you could walk up these to get to areas and kill this thing so it doesn't blow up in our face. And actually, I'm gonna back away and shoot that with an arrow, because at this point, I'm just not taking risks. I'm honestly just not. Wait for it. Boom! Lovely. So now we got that out of the way, we can continue on this pipe. But yeah, it always took me a while as a kid to realize, even like in multiple playthroughs when I actually finished the game, it still takes me a while to realize that for some reason. Well, this is a very ominous room. There's nothing in here but magic chew, arrow chews, which I think is a new enemy. And some pots with health and magic and whatnot. That's ominous. I wonder whatever could be behind that door. We'll have to wait until the next episode to find out, because ha 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 ha. Alright, so thank you guys for watching today. I hear you spawning over there in the corner. Thank you guys for watching today. I do highly appreciate it, and I hope you join me again for the next episode. As always, leave a like if you like, don't if you don't. Leave a comment, tell me what I did right, what I did wrong. Subscribe if you want to see more, and again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day, y'all.